A 150-pound Cane Corso and a 200-pound English Mastiff were left in an empty apartment with a bag of kibble and a note that said, "Sorry, I couldn't take them with me." 7 people came to see them. Every single one walked out. Then a woman from 2 floors up said 4 words that changed everything. "I'll take them both." Kate Brennan was 31 years old and had been living alone for 14 months. She had been a project manager at a marketing firm until the entire department got eliminated in a single email, 1 paragraph, no warning. The severance lasted 4 months, the savings lasted 3 more, and then it was just her, a 2-bedroom apartment she could barely afford, and the kind of silence that starts to feel like a roommate. She wasn't falling apart. She paid her rent, she went to interviews, but every night she sat on the couch with the TV on, not watching, just needing the noise. Then one Tuesday afternoon, her building manager knocked. The woman in 4B had moved out overnight, left her furniture, and left 2 dogs in the apartment with a half-open bag of food and a note on the counter. "Sorry, I couldn't take them with me. They're good dogs. Please find them someone." Kate went downstairs. She expected something manageable. She opened the door and stopped. 2 dogs were sitting in the middle of the empty living room, pressed against each other like they were holding each other up. The first was a jet black Cane Corso, 150 pounds, with a head the size of a bowling ball and eyes that looked like they'd seen every good thing leave. His tag said Nero. The second was a fawn English Mastiff, 200 pounds, with a wrinkled face that drooped like melted candle wax. His tag said Brutus. Together, they weighed 350 pounds. The building manager shook his head. "I called 3 rescues. 2 don't take dogs over 100 pounds. The third said they'd split them up. When we tried separating them, the black one stopped eating and the big one howled until the walls shook. They're a 350-pound package deal that nobody wants." Kate looked at Nero. Nero stood up, walked over, and pressed his head against her knee. Not hard, not desperate, just a slow, steady lean, like he was asking the quietest question in the world. Brutus didn't move. He just watched with those heavy, tired eyes, waiting to see if this one would leave too. Kate went upstairs, grabbed her keys, came back down, and said, "I'll take them both." The first week was an absolute circus. Nero walked through Kate's door and immediately claimed the entire couch, all 150 pounds, stretched out like he was posing for a painting. Brutus solved the seating problem by sitting on the floor, on top of Kate's feet, all 200 pounds. She couldn't feel her toes for 20 minutes. Brutus's talent revealed itself on day 2. Drooling. Not regular drooling, architectural drooling, long, thick ropes that swung from his jowls like pendulums. He drooled when he ate, when he drank, when he watched Kate eat, and especially when she opened the fridge. His drool zone measured 3 feet in every direction. Kate bought a mop. She used it 4 times a day. Nero's specialty was different. He was a pillow thief. Every night, he would wait until Kate fell asleep, then slowly pull the pillow from under her head and carry it to the couch. She'd wake up flat on the mattress with a sore neck and find her pillow covered in black fur with Nero on top of it. She bought extra pillows. He stole those too. But behind the drool and the stolen pillows, something was happening that Kate didn't notice at first. She was laughing. For the first time in months, actually laughing. 3 weeks in, Kate had a bad night. A job interview she'd prepared for all week ended with a rejection email at 9:47 p.m. She sat on the kitchen floor, back against the cabinet, and stared at the ceiling. Nero came first. He lowered himself beside her and placed his massive head on her thigh. Then Brutus. He shuffled in, barely fitting through the doorway, and pressed against her other side. 350 pounds of warmth. 1 on each side, like 2 walls that nothing could get through. Kate sat on that floor for an hour with her hands on 2 enormous heads, and the apartment didn't feel empty anymore. "I see you're still watching, but you haven't subscribed yet. That honestly makes me a little sad. Hit subscribe now. You're going to want to hear what happened next." A routine formed that nobody planned. Every morning at 5:50, Brutus would stand in Kate's bedroom doorway and breathe loudly. Mastiff breathing sounds like a broken vacuum cleaner, impossible to sleep through. That was his alarm clock. Nero had a different system. The second Kate's feet touched the floor, he'd drop a tennis ball at her toes. Same ball, every morning. If she didn't throw it within 30 seconds, he'd drop it again and stare. His record for staring without blinking was 4 minutes. Every evening at 6:20, both dogs would walk to the front door and sit, side by side. Kate realized they weren't waiting for someone to arrive, they were waiting for her to come home, even when she was already home. She started leaving and coming back in just to watch their tails go crazy. Then, 4 months after she took them in, something happened at 3:33 a.m. on a Saturday in January. Kate woke up to Nero standing on her chest, not beside the bed, on her chest, 150 pounds pressing down on her ribs. Brutus was at the bedroom door, barking deep, booming, urgent. Kate stumbled to the hallway. The smoke detector hadn't gone off yet, but the kitchen smelled wrong, sharp, chemical. The heating unit had malfunctioned. A small electrical fire had started behind the wall panel, filling the room with smoke that hadn't reached the ceiling sensors yet. She called 911. The fire department arrived in 8 minutes. The firefighter told her the smoke was minutes from reaching a dangerous level. The detector would have gone off eventually. Nero and Brutus went off first. The firefighter looked at the 2 dogs on the couch, Brutus drooling on a cushion and Nero holding a stolen pillow, and said, "Those 2 just saved your life." 350 pounds that someone left behind with a note. 350 pounds that 7 people walked away from. The reason Kate woke up that night, and every night she needed to. Today, Nero is 5 and Brutus is 6. Nero still steals every pillow. Brutus still drools in a 3-foot radius. The couch sags permanently in the middle, where 350 pounds sit every evening. The second bedroom has 2 enormous dog beds that sit untouched because both dogs sleep on Kate's bed anyway. She doesn't sit alone anymore. She doesn't need the TV for noise. She comes home to 350 pounds of loyalty, drool, stolen pillows, and 2 heartbeats that made a quiet apartment feel like the loudest, warmest home in the world. When a dog acts restless, there is always a reason. Trust them. They sense things we can't. And if you ever see a dog that everyone else walked away from, stop. Look closer. Because Kate didn't rescue Nero and Brutus, they rescued her. Would you take in 2 giant dogs that someone left behind? Or would you have walked out like the other 7? Tell me in the comments.